BODDAMN. In this video I'm going to show you how to get awesome shoulders using the dumbbell lateral raise. What's going on, guys? Chris with the BODDAMN channel. This channel is all about food, fitness, and how to live an active, healthy lifestyle. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button right now. Amazing content coming down this year on this channel. But hey, the topic today really is the dumbbell lateral raise. I'm going to show you some cool variations that you can incorporate into your shoulder workout routine in order to really bring some nice depth into your deltoids and width. The dumbbell lateral raise really works on the lateral head of the shoulder. We can call it the deltoid, whatever, but I'll just call it the side shoulder, right? So let's keep it really simple and call it the side shoulder. Anytime I have a shoulder workout, I always lead off with an overall shoulder building thing, sometimes some shrugs, and then I go into exercises that build my front shoulder, my side shoulder, and my rear shoulder. So today we're gonna be talking about the side shoulder, more specifically the dumbbell lateral raise and variations, a couple variations that I wanna teach you guys, and that way you can get some nice width to your shoulders. And let's face it, width on the shoulders, yeah, that's like really awesome. It's a huge piece of the puzzle early on in the game. 2 decades ago, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed. I was like, you know what? If I really focus on dumbbell lateral raises or lateral raises in general or variations of lateral raises, I was like, this is gonna be one of the defining characteristics of my body. I just knew it, right? All right, so to do the dumbbell lateral raise, essentially you need dumbbells, okay? So that's really important. But let me show you some variations so that way we can start really blasting your shoulders. So the most basic dumbbell lateral raise will essentially be bringing the dumbbells at pocket level like this, and you're going to raise them up and try to keep them as in line with your shoulder or your side shoulder as possible. Some people end up going like this, and if you look at it from the side, that's not really in line with my shoulders, okay, or my side shoulder. It's more in line with my front a little bit, but anyway, so if we're gonna learn a proper lateral raise, I really want you to do it like this. I want you to dead wrist it too, you know? Dead wristing means when you bring the weight up, see my wrist, how it's like, it's dead, it's limp? You can definitely pack on more weight and put on more stress into the lateral deltoid by doing that. So very important. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, straight arm like this, that's great. But if you dead wrist it and you lower your center of gravity a tiny bit, that's one big variation right there that you can do. All right, let me teach you the lateral raise in and of itself, what I've been doing for years. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna try to keep it in line with my side shoulder as much as possible. So it's gonna look something like this, all right? Now if we spin around, we can see that this thing is getting very close, and that's where I want it to be. If we do that properly, you can see the emphasis alone in a mirror. If you are lean enough, you'll be able to see the side deltoid pop out. You'll see it being worked out. So I like to do it like that, all right? As opposed to like this, all right? Because here's what's a front raise, right? And then this is what most people consider to be a lateral raise, except problem is it works a lot of the front deltoid. I mean, you can see it right there popping out when I go up. So we want this thing to be as isolated as possible, and we want to hit the side. So you want to keep it to your side as much as possible. Now, when you're doing this movement, a lot of people tend to stack a lot of weight, and they're like, oh, if I can just move 40 pounds on each arm, it's gonna give me bigger shoulders. It's entirely false. What you wanna do is control the weight up and down and really move the shoulder joint up and down. You wanna get this weight up to about ear level, okay? So like this, and down, all right? This and down. One of the variations that you can do while you're doing that and you're dead wristing it is you can do what's called 80-20. And 80-20 to me is essentially if this is 0% and this is 100%, all right, then 80-20 would be somewhere between here and here, all right? I reserve 80-20 usually for tail ends of sets or the tail end of a lateral shoulder workout, for example. So it's not something you want to kind of lead off with, but it's definitely something that you can close with. So an 80-20 would look like this. I'm going to hover in the middle section of the range. I'm going to be from here to here, all right? And it's a perfect way to burn out, do finishers, that kind of stuff. And you'll realize like, man, there's a lot of stress on the shoulder at this point. It's true, but it's not a full exercise range. So just keep that in mind. So that's 80-20. That's definitely a variation that you can be doing. Another variation that you can do is completely rigid, okay? Super rigid, super straight armed, lighter weights. Because when you do dead wristing, you can get some heavier weights up in the air. But this one requires lighter weights. And in order to really put the emphasis on the shoulder, you want to stay completely in line with the shoulder, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to take that straight arm, no dead wrist, much lighter weight, and go to the side like this. And we're going to try to come up to about ear level if we can. It's going to get kind of hard though. And I have worked out my shoulders earlier today, so they're already in pain. But that's essentially what we want to do. Keep that thing in line with the body and keep everything super straight, all right? There's a big difference between a lateral raise with dead wrist, which has a little bit of a bent arm, like you can see right there, like that, all right, versus completely straight up and down and no dead wrist like this, okay? Both will work the lateral head pretty decently. But although I like to do the straight ones towards the midpoint or the tail end of a lateral shoulder workout. I always reserve the dead wrist and the original form for the heavier part, which is the first part of the workout. All right, so here's one more tip I can give you to really put emphasis on your shoulders. You can do leaning in or leaning out. I'll show you one of them today, and if you really like the video, not only do you hit the like button, put a comment down below if you want to see more variations of the lateral raise. Essentially what you can do is you can lean in like this to a fixed kind of, you know, power rack or machine or something. You're gonna lean in, if you can, and I have socks on, so I'll probably slide out. But if you have really grippy shoes and you're at a gym, or if you're at home, I probably suggest taking your socks off because you get better grip that way. But you want to lean in about 45 degrees as much as possible, okay? So I'm not at 45, but we kind of get the point. You're gonna lean in with a straight arm like this, and then you're gonna take this all the way up to right about here, all right? It's basically where I feel that there's no more squeeze in the shoulder that I can get, you know, my lateral head. There's no more after that. Like from here to here, it's good, you know, but anywhere here to here, there's just no more. So that's where you want to stop, right about there. There is a crazy amount of emphasis on the lateral head if you do that. But the only catch is I reserve that for the tail end or the midpoint of a lateral shoulder workout. And if you do choose to do that, you want to definitely do lighter weights. Do not do heavier weights or anything like that. That's more of like a, you know, mid to closing kind of sequence. And lastly, since you're doing each side, it takes longer, okay, than doing just 2 dumbbells to the side or whatever. But if you lean in like this, you know, some could argue that you use some different muscle fibers just to bring it from here to here. While it will be most of the lateral head, I mean, there are other fibers just chilling in there that are real close and maybe they're not activated in certain other ways. So you have to make sure that you do variations in order to really try to hit every muscle fiber in that one region. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the content. I do love talking about shoulders because this is like I love working on shoulders. It's a lot of fun. But honestly, guys, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I will see you on the next BODDAMN video. Take it easy. Goodbye!